Hello and welcome to the agenda. I am Ajay Kaul. In this program today, we will talk about the first ever meeting of Quad leadership scheduled for tomorrow. The Quad, which is a grouping of 4 nations, that is India, USA, Japan and Australia, has been in existence for almost 14 years, but it will have its first ever meeting at leadership level tomorrow. The grouping was formed mainly for the cooperation in the Indo-Pacific region against the backdrop of China's growing belligerence. In the agenda today, we will discuss the importance of this meeting. We have with us former Deputy Chief of Indian Army, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh, and retired diplomat Phunchok Stoptan. But before we start our discussion, have a look at this report.
US President Joe Biden will be making his first multilateral appearance tomorrow when he holds a virtual meeting with Prime Minister Narendra Modi and the Prime Ministers of Japan and Australia. The meeting is being held under the banner of Quad, which is the first ever summit-level interaction of the grouping which came into being 14 years back. White House said Biden, who took over as US President on January 20, chose Quad as one of his earliest multilateral engagements, which speaks about the importance the US places on close cooperation with its allies and partners in the Indo-Pacific. The grouping was formed in 2007 against the backdrop of China's growing belligerence in the South China Sea, over which it lays absolute claim and hinders free navigational movement. However, the group remained informal and docile, particularly because Australia was non-participative after Chinese protest. It was revived in 2017 with a push by the then Trump administration, but the interaction of the grouping has so far been restricted to the level of foreign ministers or envoys. The Biden administration's decision to raise the level of the interaction indicates the seriousness the new US president is giving to this grouping. It's also a signal of how President Biden is going to tackle the China challenge in the Indo-Pacific region. Though the members of the grouping have so far been maintaining that Quad is not against anybody, China has been objecting to the coming together of the 4 countries, saying it is an attempt to encircle the communist nation. Ahead of tomorrow's meeting, China has described Quad as an empty talk club and said the upcoming summit is water testing by the US to sound out the attitude of its Asian partners towards forming an unbreakable alliance to counter China's rise. Early in November last year, China had said the idea of the Quad would be to encircle China by converting 4 sleeping partners into a military alliance. So China is clearly wary and watching. Bureau Report.
Now let's welcome our guests, Lieutenant General Gurmeet Singh and Ambassador Stoptan. Welcome to the program, both of you, sir.
Thank you.
So I'll first go to Mr. Stoptan, Ambassador Stoptan, about the first ever Quad meeting, Quad summit meeting, which is taking place tomorrow. How do you see this? After 14 years, the summit level meeting is taking place.
Well, I think it's not because of 14 years that it is taking place, but something which is very unprecedented, that 4 leaders of the Quad countries are meeting in such a occasion, such a time. And when President Biden has taken over, I think this is the first ever multilateral or collective kind
Yeah,
of...
I was coming to that. But first about this, so it took so long to have a leadership summit meeting. I was coming first on that.
Well, it was being held in a very low-key manner in the last couple of years.
Yeah.
But the background in which this meeting is being held is mainly because of China. And the new president wants to reset the relationship with China, and therefore the heads of the state meeting of the Quad assumes very, very important, because we need a coordinated effort now in the Indo-Pacific region. And it's significant partly because of China, but partly because there's a new U.S. administration. And that's the context, I think, that's why this is very, very important.
Yeah, so I'll go to General Gurmeet Singh about this meeting. So, as we know, it was formed basically to counter China. I mean, South China Sea navigational issues have been there, and Indo-Pacific region. But so far, I mean, India or no other country has stated it. Although China has been saying that it is to surround us and contain us and all that. So, do you think now it has now come of age and maybe uh, now openly, explicitly, the grouping will state about China, talk about China?
Absolutely. See, Ajay, actually this quadrilateral platform was formed in 2004. It was formalized in 2007 and it came into heightened activity in 2017. With the Trump, if we look at that period, it gained even more heightened status. But what is happening now is a historic step indeed. Because if you look at new president of US, President Biden, and this is the initial and one of the initial multilateral engagement that he's planned. And very fact that the four leaders of US, India, Australia, and Japan are meeting, it has got its own significance. And if you also look at the reactions which have come, I think very evident that this is with the China as one of the bases. China's belligerence, which was seen in 2020, China, the way it behaved diplomatically and on the economic coercion with Australia, the way it has been active on East China Sea, South China Sea, Taiwan, the way 2020 in the Eastern Ladakh, China was so active and his activities was heightened. I think all those reasons are the ones which has brought to this status. But if you look at the prioritization of the US, then it has got big signaling and message to give. China has criticized this on the basis of saying selective multilateralism. In fact, they have also said that they have called for the true multilateralism. I think one thing is very evident that this Quad platform is related to Indo-Pacific region. This is related to security, maritime security, economic coercion, and a common platform. It's not an alliance in that per se form, but it's coming together of these countries who want to operate on the Chinese threat. And in fact, although the cover or I would say a diplomatic front which is being given is it's regarding climate change, it's regarding COVID, it's regarding economic policies and all. But at the root of it is the security, maritime security, and the China's challenge and the threat. I think that should be absolutely clear.
Right. So, Ambassador Stobdan, I'll come to you. As you mentioned about Biden's first international multilateral engagement. So, we thought when Trump was pushing the Quad, we thought that maybe Trump is being hard or maybe taking China challenge very seriously. So, does it signal when Biden decides to hold this Quad meeting, I mean among the first multilateral, does it have a signal for China that Biden is more keen on taking on the China challenge?
Well, firstly, I think there is a continuity from what President Trump has left. You know, before he took over, he nominated a coordinator for Indo-Pacific.
Right.
So that was a signal that Indo-Pacific region is going to be taken very seriously. But at the same time, this meeting is actually not about military. As General Gurmeet has said, it's about something else. I think U.S. administration is trying to judge now because there are different views. We have a different view about Quad. The Australians have another understanding about Quad. Japanese have another one. So I think it's a testing time for United States to judge how this could be taken forward. And I think that's why it has just started with this COVID issue and, the climate change, the softer aspect of the global order. But I think whether India will like to go for the full military kind of alliance, that remains to be seen. My own understanding is that we are not likely to see a Quad taking a military alliance shape. So it's likely to be more of a multilateral forum which could balance against China. I think India would like to talk about expanding the parameters of Quad, getting more members into it, like other countries, to discuss about a lot of other issues about development, about technology, about climate change, and many other issues, not necessarily about having a military dimension to contain China. Obviously, this remains a core issue, but I think each country differ on this aspect, including Japanese. They all joined RCEP now, except us, everybody, except United States and India. Both Australia and Japan have joined RCEP.
Right.
So it's very, very clear they have a lot of economic interest. A country like Japan has got billions of dollars trade with China. So they're going to be very, very careful what they're going to discuss about Quad. Yes, Indo-Pacific is a new region that we are all going to talk about.
So, Ambassador Sobdan, as you mentioned about like military part of it, but as we hear that reports coming out from USA, like the agenda, apparent agenda for this meeting is COVID and climate change. So, but is it that innocent or as simple, like they will be discussing four nations? I mean, as you mentioned, Biden's first international engagement, and it will be about COVID. I mean, is that as innocent?
Well, COVID is very, very important. See, given the gravity of the situation today, the vaccine is not available today. The billions of people do not have access to vaccine. So I think this is where this agenda is going to be discussed. Financing the vaccine manufacturing in India by Japan or by United States for the worldwide distribution. That's not a very small thing. The military issue can wait. I mean, there's not going to be a third world war tomorrow. But the vaccine is, the COVID pandemic is a very, very serious situation. Secondly, it's a signaling that, the climate change issue is something which has been undermined by previous administration, by Trump administration, which is a very, very serious issue now. Very soon, I mean, we have seen, all of us suffered, you have suffered, I have suffered because of COVID. We really don't know what is going to happen because of the climate change. And there will be no vaccine for climate change. There will be unprecedented kind of a impact on the global level for which we have no answer.
Right.
So these are not small matters.
No, I'm not.
To talk about bombs and missiles.
No, Ambassador, I'm not trying to undermine. I know there are important issues, but I'm saying when the Biden administration holds a meeting of Quad meeting, I mean prioritizes it. I mean, COVID is being dealt with at international issues or WHO. And if you talk about climate change, China is an important player in climate change. So then you cannot keep China out of that. If there is climate is the real issue. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, that's why it's very comprehensive. It's not China specific.
Yeah. So I'll go to General Gurmeet Singh about is it only will it be only about COVID and climate change? Is that I'll again ask that. Is that as simple as innocent?
Ajay, let me be honest. I respect Ambassador Stobden. I got a great respect for him. But let's not talk in the pre-2020 type of a language and the content. Although, diplomatically it is being given the cover of climate and COVID and all those things. But at the root of it is the belligerence of China in South China Sea and its effect in Indo-Pacific region. It affects all. It affects Japan, Australia, India, US, and Taiwan. I think that is what is more important. And in fact, I think it will be naive to say that at the level of the quadrilateral meet is at the level of leadership, and they are only going to talk about climate change and COVID. I think I don't much agree on that, and I think there's a requirement of being candid. I think what is going to be talked definitely may not be shared, expressed, but one thing is definite, that on the aspect of technology, supply chain, intelligence, interoperability, see, the level of interoperability has reached higher level. We had Malabar exercise, which was where all the four navies participated.
Yeah.
We had the induction of P-8 fly planes. We had the Sea Guardian Recce drones which have been operating in this area. The interoperability between the naval forces have been large. We also seen that immediately after President Biden had taken over, At that time, there was the induction of aircraft carrier in this area. Even the Chinese belligerence against Taiwan has increased. In the Taiwanese ADIZ, the number of violations by China has been rather large. See, one thing is very important. The entire world is looking at where will the priority from the security, diplomatic aspect, priority of the President Biden will be. Till now, the indication given are, firstly, there was some attack in the areas of Syria. That was absolutely directed towards the terrorist groups or the content of Iranians in Syria. That means that gives an indication how they're going to beset themselves as far as the Iranian threat is concerned. And this is the second indication which has come from there, that their priorities are going to be in containment of the China or checkmating the belligerence of China. There is no doubt about this. And if we think it is only about climate change and COVID, then the Quad, or I would say Quadrilateral Security Dialogue, QSD, is not the forum. In fact, the very fact that four nations, their leaders are meeting, and its basis of meeting is Quadrilateral Security Dialogue. The security is a centrality. I think let's be clear about it.
So, according to you, General Gurmeet, military aspect will be the crucial part or the dominant factor.
No, actually, it is intermixed. You know, every nation has got priority. At the global level, we have priority. Climate change and COVID pandemic is a priority. There is no doubt about this. And in fact, I agree with him to the extent to say that although we have supplied to 148 countries, but in the world it is still a challenge. Today, if we look at the number of people which have been affected or what we have lost in the entire world because of COVID, that is still a challenge. But at the same time, let's not forget what started in 2004, what was formalized in 2007, and how it shaped up in 2017 to 2020 is the centrality on Chinese belligerence and on the security matter.
Right.
I think that's what should be clear.
Right. Ambassador Sobdan, as we talk about China factor, and if we talk about security aspect of this Quad, so there is still a talk that this COVID or the coronavirus emanated from a lab in Wuhan. I mean, it's still debatable and disputed. So, many experts are treating it as a biological warfare by China or whatever. So, maybe Quad would it be discussing that aspect also in the context of COVID?
No, really, I'm very sorry because, Quad has not yet emerged. We are yet to formulate Quad. You are talking as if tomorrow we are going to fight a war with China. Quad is yet to be evolved gradually. It's a very, very preliminary stage. We don't have a strategy. We don't have a charter. We don't have a code of conduct about what Quad is. It's not like NATO, but tomorrow we're going to fight against somebody or the other. Quad is an evolving process on which many countries have different views about it. So that is why when they have talked about this charter, this agenda tomorrow for climate change and other issues, it's very serious. And if you try to find some conspiracy out of it, I really don't know. You find some hidden agenda in all these things. Well, in the background, it could be anything, but we have to go by the fact that these are the issues which the United States State Department lady yesterday laid down. So these are the issues that are going to be discussed by the four leaders. So other than that, if you have any other conspiracy behind all these things, okay, I am not aware about it.
Okay,
but for me, yes, it is not a military issue. I can still say it is still at the political discussion stage. It has not taken to a stage where we can discuss about strategy and military.
Okay, Ambassador.
Maybe eventually, yes, after a couple of years, this will become a military issue. But our own government do not like to see Quad in this forum, this manner.
Right. So let us not talk about conspiracy, but let us focus on the formation. What was the idea of getting all the four countries together? What was the main idea behind it? Why did all the four countries get together?
Ambassador? Well, we formed it before. Some countries pulled out also before. 2008, Australia
pulled out, but again then it joined in 2017. Yeah, I know that.
Yes, but with a different view.
What was the idea? What was the idea of the four countries to come together under one umbrella?
To focus on the Indo-Pacific region.
Right. So military aspect, isn't it? About the free navigation of that area, no, isn't it?
No. It has not talked about military issues.
No, it has not talked.
It hasn't talked about military issues.
So I know, it has not talked about, but the idea was that China was laying
Free and fair Indo-Pacific region.
Right. Why? Because China was laying absolute control.
Look, I can't argue with you. I'm a professional. If you're talking like some street person, I cannot talk.
No.
Why it is like you're making some 2 + 2 = 4?
No, it's not 2 + 2, but
it's funny.
No, it's not funny. It's not funny.
You have already assumed the answer. If you have got the answer, why are you talking to me?
No, I'm asking you the idea. What was the idea?
No such conspiracy against you.
No, it's not conspiracy.
If it was formed, it was against China. Please let me know which way it is against China.
Though it was against the backdrop of Chinese belligerence in South China Sea.
Show me one document that this is specifically against China. Show me a document.
I'm not saying it is against China, but it is against the backdrop of Chinese belligerence.
Against China?
Against the belligerence of China in South China Sea. Was it navigational issues?
That's an assumption. That's an assumption, but it's not a static fact.
Okay, General Gurmeet, is that an assumption that it was? Okay.
We can all understand like that, but it's not a fact.
Okay. So, General Gurmeet, is it an assumption that the Quad, four countries came together against the backdrop of belligerence of China in South China Sea when China laid exploit them?
See, Ajay, what respected ambassador is saying, he's got a very deep diplomatic knowledge and the diplomatic perspective on these issues. One thing is clear that the relationship is evolving, and the very format on which this relationship is forming is of the belligerence which China has exhibited in the recent years.
Right.
And in fact, like South China Sea is there, the four countries are together on one aspect. They are all democratic countries, firstly. Secondly, they have said it should be free, open, it should be rule-based, it should be freedom of navigation as far as the South China Sea is concerned. But in recent times, with the threat in the East China Sea, threat in the South China Sea, threat against Taiwan, threat that we had at the same time when these threats were going on in East Ladakh is the reason for the US, India, Australia and Japan to have come together on this format. And it is still evolving. And see, I'm a professional, I'm a security professional, so I would obviously anchor my thinking on the security, maritime security, intelligence, and how to take on the threats and challenges and what we have faced in 2020. I think that is the way I look at it.
No,
yes.
General.
In fact, just one second.
Please.
See, I've been to Australia also. I had gone with the Chief of Army Staff in a delegation to Australia. One understands that Australian point is that they were subjected to two things. One is economic coercion, and secondly, it was the wolf warrior diplomacy. Wolf warrior diplomacy is when diplomats start working like wolf, they start becoming offensive in the expression. I think that was the two things because of which Australia had requested, their Prime Minister had requested that this the leadership should come together on this issue.
Right.
And that is what happening. It is happening for the first time. I think it's an evolving relationship, but very fact that the leadership has enjoined. That's why it is important, and it will have implication on all elements of power, whether it's economy, diplomacy, security, information, all. You cannot say it is only diplomatic, it's only climate change, it's only COVID, and that's about all. I think that may be a wrong perspective.
So, General, our time is running out. So, last question I'll ask you. See, if we keep the track record of this Quad since it was formed, we have only military interaction between all the four countries, no other interaction. So, as you mentioned about Malabar exercise, earlier it was 3 countries, then 4 countries also. So, it is only about navigational issues and it's all about security and military. General Gurmeet, last point.
We have had the foreign ministers meeting on this. They have met twice. So I see, you cannot, in today's warfare, in today's geopolitics, you cannot see in isolation only from the security point of view. It is all interconnected. It is connected to the diplomacy. It is connected to the economy. It is connected to the geopolitics. And that's why it is all evolving. So it is important in this evolving time to keep your cards open
Right.
and be absolutely participative in such forum.
Right. So we will see how Quad develops and evolves, but the time of this program is over. Thank you both of you for participating in this debate today. This is all in the agenda today. Thanks for watching. I'll be back with another important topic tomorrow. Till then, goodbye.